So I've been a Nitro Type YouTuber for quite some time now, and I've learned quite a few things over the years. In today's video, I figured I'd share some of the most important things I've learned, so instead of watching a bajillion tutorials out there on YouTube, you can just kind of watch this one and figure out exactly what you need to really get your channel from like a very basic channel to maybe something a little bit better. This is particularly going to pertain to my normal audience of Nitro Type YouTubers, but if you're not one, that's fine, it should work for you. Not too much else to say. There is a Nitro Type cash giveaway going on. If you'd like to enter that, that will be linked in the description down below. There will be a video. You click on that video, it'll take it to you, and then you can watch that video. It'll have instructions. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments down below. But I have that out of the way now. Let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing is recording software. Obviously, you're going to need some sort of recording software. A lot of Nitro Type YouTubers start out with like Screencastify, or maybe like Loom, or something like a Chrome extension, right? I don't recommend using that. I recommend if you have a Windows computer, a Mac computer, or a Linux computer, using OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. I will link it in the description. I recommend OBS over Streamlabs OBS. First of all, because Streamlabs OBS kind of ripped off the name of OBS, from what I heard, without permission. And also OBS is easier for your computer to run. I imagine not everyone has high-end computers. I have a gaming laptop, so I can run really any software I would like to run on it. But OBS is just easier to run. I like it more. It's just simpler, and that's what I'm used to. So I always recommend OBS. It's a great software. You can stream on it, you can record on it, there's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. Highly recommend it. I will link that in the description. The next thing is getting some sort of dedicated microphone. A lot of people use the ones built into their laptops, or they use one that comes with maybe an external webcam, or maybe they even use the one built into like a headset or like your earphones. I highly recommend getting like a cheap USB microphone. I use the HyperX SoloCast. It works really well. It sounds nice. Problems with it is it's really bad at picking up vibrations from your desk. So typing YouTubers, which is my normal audience, if I tap on my desk, you'll hear what I'm talking about. And maybe if I tap the boom arm. Yeah, it's really bad. So I've heard the Razer Siren Mini is like another $50 USB microphone. It's got an internal shock mount system, so it really kind of helps eliminate some of that, and I think it sounds about the same, if not just a little bit better. I've never actually owned the microphone. This is not sponsored. I've just heard a lot of good things about it. It's a pretty good cheap microphone. And then, maybe once you get more dedicated, you can upgrade to like a nice XLR setup. But I would recommend just a cheap USB microphone. Will sound way better than a headset microphone. Even expensive headset microphones won't sound as good as a cheap USB dedicated microphone. And just, yeah, it's just a great upgrade. It's going to make it sound a lot better. And once you get past that point, a lot of people can't really tell the difference between that and a higher end microphone. So you don't need to overpay on that. Just buy something like $50. There's all sorts of good microphones out there. The next thing is something that a lot of people find intimidating at first, but you definitely want to do it, and that is editing your videos. It's not as hard as people make it sound. It really is not. But don't sweat it. It's not that hard. Just find an easy to use software. I use Clipchamp. It is not the most optimized software in the world. It is kind of laggy, but it works pretty well. It's very simple. It's very easy to use. I didn't have to watch any tutorials. It was just very self-explanatory. I highly recommend it. I recommend getting the app if you can. It runs better than the website. Not by much, but it does run better. I recommend that. Again, very easy to use. Don't over edit your videos. You don't need to put in a bunch of crazy effects. I just put in some background music, and I might do a little bit of audio processing to turn up my audio just a little bit in post. And then I will kind of add like a little fade in at the beginning, fade in at the end, and then I'll go through and clip out any part of the video I don't like, and that's pretty much all I do. I don't put transitions in, I don't break up my videos into different parts, I just keep it running. You're probably going to be watching gameplay footage over this, just because it makes it more interesting. Highly recommend putting some sort of gameplay footage over your video if you're just doing a talking video like this. It's pretty easy to do, just record yourself. In my case, record yourself doing some typing practice, put it up on the screen. It's more interesting than just watching a blank screen. So definitely something I recommend doing. Really easy to do, especially with an easy to use software like Clipchamp. Again, not sponsored, just it's a great software, at least in my opinion it is. But that's it for editing. Let's move on to the final thing. The final thing would be thumbnails. Please make dedicated thumbnails for your videos. I know some people just let YouTube choose the thumbnail for them and it's just a basic screenshot basically from the video. Don't do that. You're not going to make your videos look very good. They're not going to look very professional if you do that. I'd say, arguably, your thumbnail is one of the most important parts of your video. That's what people are going to see before they click on it. If your thumbnail is good, if it's inviting, if it's bright and colorful, and people can notice it, it's going to be way better than if you just have something really basic. Don't do what I did, where you just have a basic background with some text on it. Don't do that for thumbnails. Please don't. That's awful. I try to put more work into my thumbnails now. That's something I was definitely making a mistake of before. So yeah, don't do what I did. Don't just make thumbnails, but make good thumbnails. Even if it takes you a little bit of time to do, it's definitely going to be worth it. It's going to make your videos look a lot more professional. And that's pretty much it for today's video. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I will try to respond to you as quickly as possible. There is a Nitro Type cash giveaway going on, as I mentioned before. That will be linked in the description of the video. Watch the video. People are entering incorrectly all the time. It is not hard to enter. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments. I will do my best to answer to you. Do not be afraid to ask questions. I am more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Let me know what videos you want to see me make in the comments as well. I'm kind of running out of video ideas like I always am. But that's it for today's video. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you all in the next one.